As I strolled down memory lane, visiting old friends at my former house, I unexpectedly met Jane, an old acquaintance. Our chance encounter took a thought-provoking turn when she shared that her 85-year-old mother now resided in a nursing home. I couldn't help but wonder why she had chosen that path over her bungalow house. Jane has a maid or helper, so keeping her mom at home shouldn't be a problem. But then, after talking with her for a while, I totally understood her reasons. First off, her mother was bored at home with just the helper for company. Then, she needed to be fed through tubing, and it was a bit tough for the helper. Lastly, Jane was worried about her mom being mistreated when she wasn't around. I mean, those are valid concerns, right? So, I didn't pry further into it. Out of the blue, Jane asked, "You and I are both single, no kids. What should we do when we get old? Are we destined for nursing homes too?" This kind of question hit me hard. It was completely out of my expectation. I smiled and told her, "Hey, we can't control everything. Let's leave it to fate and see where life takes us." But then, I started sharing my thoughts on old age, especially for us singles without children. I've seen families with lots of kids taking care of their parents, which is great. But it's not always the case, especially in this highly competition environment in modern world. Filial piety is hard to put in practice in our Asian society. I told Jane about my distant relative who had 7 intelligent and affluent children, all of whom were happily married and had families of their own. These children truly believed in practicing filial piety towards their parents when both of parents were alive. They celebrated their parents' birthday and my family was invited to attend at the beautiful big house. The parents didn't live with any of the children, so they did not feel any pressure of staying together. When their mother fell sick, their children went to great lengths to sustain her life, even requesting the doctors to continue changing her blood. The mother was deeply touched and expressed her heartfelt gratitude to my father for their children's efforts. However, after the mother passed away, their father was left alone with only a helper for company. Strangely, none of the children were willing to bring him to their homes. Jane was shocked when I shared this with her, wondering why they didn't want their own father with them. As I explained to Jane, one of the sons even had 4 maids to care for his 2 grandchildren and manage his big house, yet he hesitated to let his father share a room with him. It was truly heartrending. My dad used to visit this elderly uncle frequently, as he found the old man feeling quite lonely. Sometimes, the uncle even took a taxi himself to visit my dad at his workplace. During our visits, the helper revealed that the children would often come to the house and quarrel among themselves. Despite all this, the uncle remained soft-spoken, never complaining about his children. He seemed to have accepted his fate, choosing to stay calm and composed. Then, near to the end, the uncle's house was sold, leaving us clueless about his whereabouts. His cousin eventually contacted my dad, seeking information, but even his children didn't disclose their father's destination. This story made Jane realize that even those who are married may end up living alone someday. It's a stark reminder that life can take unexpected turns for anyone. This isn't the only instance of such a situation. I have another auntie who has 4 married sons, but she too lives alone. The only difference is that her children visit her when they have the time. She often praises me, claiming that I'm the only daughter in her life willing to take care of my late father. I've often wondered if she secretly wishes one of her sons would live with her. However, I respect her privacy and never brought up the topic of her children and grandchildren during our conversations. I firmly believe in not interfering in others' lives. So, I realized, it's not about being married or having kids that guarantees a happy ending. Happiness is different for everyone, and we can't judge someone else's path. I told Jane that being single comes with its perks. We've had decades of freedom and joy, without the stress of taking care of a spouse or worrying about our kids. Sure, we might face old age alone, but who's to say it's a bad thing? It's just another chapter in our lives. Before our departure, I reminded Jane that we've got to take care of ourselves. Stay healthy, keep our finances in check, and stay connected with our community. The rest? Let's leave it to God or heaven to decide our destiny. Life and death are part of the natural flow, and we must make the most of our time here, living happily. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more valuable content on fostering a happy lifestyle. Thank you, and take care.